Good morning, YouTube. Don't go on YouTube expecting to be famous, anticipating being rich. Don't go on YouTube expecting or anticipating a large amount of followers. Don't go on YouTube without the proper equipment, at least lighting, a relatively decent camera, and audio where you can be heard. At the bare minimum, like I do, the bare minimum. And even with the bare minimum, don't expect a following. Don't expect to be rich, famous, and make your income on this. Even if you have the right equipment, professional equipment, drones, expensive microphones, green screens, and professional lighting, professional cameras, and an excellent concept for content. Don't expect to go on YouTube to become rich, famous, and accrue a lot of followers. There's a lot more to this than just making a video, even a quality video with a good concept, and putting it out on the internet. The bar is pretty high. People expect to see on YouTube the kind of quality multi-angle shots, the lighting, and visuals that you see in a movie. So you have to have a lot of technological savvy in production and editing, plus good content, plus you have to know the algorithms, and then there's sponsorship from advertisers once you get high enough in this pecking order to accrue the potential for sponsorships, which is where most of your income comes from. That's why the popular YouTubers you see insert little advertisements for this, that, or the other, or it starts with an advertisement because they sponsored the video. And they'll mention sponsorship, or if they're using a product that they're not sponsored for, they'll point out that they're not sponsored for this product. There's salesmanship. There's technological know-how. There's expensive equipment. There's quality content. There's an artistic element. And business know-how in marketing yourself, getting your algorithms up, tagging the videos in an appropriate way to be what is in the video and what is trending so you can be found. There's the people that are successful at this are not successful at this, successful as far as making a living on it by coincidence. It takes a lot of know-how in a lot of different areas, a lot of management, a lot of skill, a lot of money, and a lot of technique that they learn over time. I never got on here for those purposes, and I never expected or anticipated to spend any money. When we have expectations for certain things, we set ourselves up for disappointment. I know some people who are starting YouTubes. Some have great equipment, some have no equipment, some have great ideas, some have niche ideas, some have no ideas, but they still have great equipment. Oh, there goes my ungreat equipment. But people's perception of this as a get rich quick avenue. My camera won't stay. Perfect day for my camera not to stay when I'm talking about why not to get on YouTube. So you have to be okay with not knowing what you're doing, even if you think you do. You have to be okay with people that's gonna drive me and you nuts. It's my whole apartment. We do something about this. Oh my goodness, of all the days. You have to be okay with even making a quality channel and not being liked because you don't know how to manage the, goodness gracious, because you don't know how to manage the algorithms, the tagging, the promotion of yourself. You have to be okay with people not liking you. You have to be okay. I can't even, oh, this is so frustrating. You have to be okay. And I can't even hold it because my hands are so shaky. You have to be okay with people not liking you. You can't base your self-esteem on the number of likes that you get, or even the quality of your work, because some people really do invest a lot financially, strategically, they're savvy, they make good content, and they just don't get picked up. It's just not the trendy, popular thing, and they don't know how to market themselves. And so you need to be able to not take it personally what comes back at you as far as your followers. Also, you need to have a bit of thick skin because you will be picked apart. It is only a matter of time. No matter how many or how few people you have watching you, you will be picked apart. Some are trolls, some have nothing better to do but get online and just, oh, is it gonna stay? Hallelujah. Pick people apart and make negative commentary because they enjoy that. They get an ego boost from hiding behind a screen and tearing other people down when they would really prefer to venture out and take the risks and do the things that other people are doing. But because they can't and they won't, they don't have the confidence, it makes them feel insecure to see other people doing, no matter how well they are or are not doing. The fact they're even doing something irritates these people. And so to make themselves feel better, they go on and they tear everyone down. So even if you have a successful channel with millions of followers and you make a living off of this, you will still get picked apart by people. They will comment on your looks, they will comment on your content, they will pick apart the silliest things just to tear you down. And those are the trolls. You have to anticipate that. And then there are legitimate people with legitimate things to say that you're not gonna like. You can't expect to always be liked. If you go and get on YouTube, expectation is one of the great disappointers in life. So you have to go in with zero expectation. Accept the acceptance that you may not get a single subscriber. Accept the acceptance that you will get negative responses. Accept the acceptance that you will get feedback. Proper, constructive, critical feedback on your videos. If a dislike is going to shatter you on one of your videos, you shouldn't get on YouTube. If you want to do it on the cheap, like I do with found objects in your house, you want to do it for free, you want to do it as a hobby, and you can accept no one or everyone following you. You can accept critique. You can accept dislikes. You can accept negative commentary. You can accept not being successful, not having it pan out. I'm fortunate I never expected that. I would actually be more shocked and harder to cope if I had a massive following. Even then, if you get on YouTube, and people often want these professional, famous, they want to be famous, they want to be super professional, and CEOs and all this, and they don't understand that the higher the level, the more the devils, the more you have to manage the more pressure that is on you, the more that this takes up your life, when it becomes your income, when it becomes your fame, when it becomes your, all these eyes are on you, more people, more pressure, more time, more pressure, your quality has to go up, your content has to go up, you can't stop, you have to be continually making sure that this is taken seriously as a job, and the pressure is on. If you don't want a million eyes on you all the time critiquing your work and having to guarantee that you have work to show, if you don't have that kind of capacity and ethic to manage a truly professional channel with the time that's, I don't think people understand the time that would be required to do a professional channel, let alone the skill and the management. And then you're on a world stage and you have to push production. So again, if you can't, even if you are successful, if you can't handle that type of demand on you to be out there for the entire world and to continue to manage your channel in such a way that it continues to be at least as successful, to not run out of content, to continue to improve, because the minute you stop improving and start repeating, you run out of interest. So you have to be creative and continually come up with ideas, and you have to have the expenditure to be willing to put in the equipment. You have to have the know-how. And if you get big enough, you have to be able to manage other people, because you're not going to be able to manage your own channel, and you're going to have to relegate that responsibility to a team. So it's not easy being successful on YouTube. Not just becoming successful, but being a successful YouTuber isn't as easy as it seems. We point and click for 10 minutes and we think that's all there is to it. It's far from it, especially for those that are truly successful. There's a whole lot that goes into doing this for a living, and it's more than I would want to take on. I'm being completely honest. I don't know how I would cope if I were to blow up for some reason someday. But as I know people that want to do this, that want to go on YouTube, I want to put it out there. The quantity of your followers does not dictate the quality of your content and your production. It may just not be algorithms, you may not be on trend, you may not be marketing yourself appropriately, and you just may not catch on. But that doesn't mean that what you're doing isn't fantastic. You may not be doing fantastic work, and it may not be suitable for a large audience. You may be doing it on the cheap, on the fly, just for hobby entertainment and helpful sake, like me, with what you find around the house, and you don't expect to become big. You don't anticipate becoming big, and your production quality is determined by your decision to go small and go free and just see what you can pull off small and free, so that you make this platform seem more accessible to the average person who doesn't have technical knowledge, who doesn't want to spend a bunch of money. Once upon a time, this platform was really accessible to a bunch of people with a bunch of different ideas and concepts and aspirations, and now it's become so professional that it is intimidating. And I want to bring that down a notch, or several, to make things seem more accessible to average people without a lot of money or a lot of know-how. I want it to be a more accessible platform again, because I want to A, accomplish that, and B, show people that you can step outside of your normal box, because this is about building confidence and happiness and security in your life, that you can do something that is way out of your league, financially, technically, experientially, and just take a leap and do it anyway, and everything will be all right. The only way it will not be all right is if you go in with certain expectations and your expectations are not met. You have to be realistic. How much are you willing to spend? How much are you willing to learn? How much are you willing to manage? Do you have a concept idea that you can continue to carry on through a long-term channel? Is it going to bother you? Can you handle when people critique you? Positively, negatively, when it's accurate critique? Can you handle dislikes? Can you handle the trolls? Can you handle it not working out? Can you handle continuing to produce? Can you sustain, even if you were to become successful? Is it sustainable? Do you have that kind of work ethic? It's a lot to consider, unless you start small, which is what I've chosen to do. Small and simple. And I think that's the level I'd like to keep it. Don't go on YouTube carrying your heart on your sleeve, expecting to be rich and famous, and being easily hurt. Be realistic about your equipment. Be realistic about your content. Do it for fun and for passion, not for fame and for income. And you may just find out that you hit a niche, or you may just find out that you fall in love with it, and the rest of it doesn't matter, and maybe it will become more for you. But you shouldn't go in with the wrong intentions and with thin skin. Love you guys. Bye, YouTube. Maybe you'll be on YouTube and I can subscribe to you. I'd like that. Good morning, goodbye.